Hey everyone, how you doing today? Hope you enjoyed episode number 1 with Mr. Greg Dickerson. Number 2 is going to be a weakness of mine and a strength of his. So we are going to grab some wisdom from Greg. We're going to talk about thinking big. This is something I'm not particularly good at, Greg, and you're awesome at. So what does that mean to you first? And how can you help people like me who struggle with it think big?
If you're going to do something, you might as well go big, and you might as well think big and go for it and get after it. Because as we've all learned, I mean, here we are, 1 year into the pandemic and it went by like nothing. I mean, life is going to go by. And if you don't get after it, it's going to leave you behind. So you don't want to be at the end of your life going, man, I could have, should have, would have, and if you're going to get after something, you might as well get after it and think big. And the thing to me, what I always think about is, and with people where people get stuck in thinking big is, what is it that's possible for you if you didn't know what wasn't possible for you? So, I mean, it really is in terms of opening up your mind and eliminating limiting beliefs, which is anything that stops you or talks yourself out of doing something. That's really the key there, is to just think about, if I didn't have any limitations, if I didn't have any of those voices in my head, and if nothing else mattered and I just wanted to go do this thing, what would it be? And then do it. Find examples of, because everybody's that's been there and done that before you. There are examples in every industry, every situation, every goal that you have. There's somebody that's been there before and somebody that's done what it is you want to do. And if you want to be the best at, or to levels beyond what has been achieved before, those examples are there, then you're just taking it to the next level. So to me, if you're going to spend time, energy, and effort doing anything that requires time, energy, effort, risk, you might as well go as big as you possibly can within reason, right? I'm not going to go play for the NFL, or the NBA, or, Major League Baseball, but within the world of my abilities, knowledge, skills, abilities, and desires, I might as well go for it and go as big as I can possibly go while I'm at it, because we're going to be gone soon.
Yeah, there's no question that time is promised to no one, right? We've seen great examples of that. Kobe Bryant was a big one for me last year. It's like, hey, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. But let's go back to Greg, the truck and the toolbox. I want to make sure I have this right. So you leave your day job. I remember you built a deck, kind of proved it. You could do it. You can move on. Were you already thinking about running companies and being quote unquote rich dad at that level, right? So you already knew what big was. Did you already break down all the steps, or you had the big goal and you were just running as fast as you could to get there?
Yeah, so I always had that big vision in mind of what I was trying to create. And again, so after the military, I worked in the corporate world for a little bit with a restaurant organization. So I saw what big could be. This was a guy who was the largest Pizza Hut franchisee in the nation, sold that, created a steakhouse chain, and took it from one restaurant to 500. So I was kind of there during a couple of years of that big expansion from, I think it was from 100 to 300 or something like that. So I learned about, goal setting, planning. We were given books that we had to read. So, I read some books on leadership, management, how to build a conglomerate. So I knew what the big picture was. The question was, I didn't have any of those skills. So how am I going to do anything, right? So when I started that little company, first and foremost, I wanted to build a company. Okay. I wanted to build a construction company. That was the path that I decided I was going to go on. At first, it was going to be a chain of restaurants. I moved to this area and I was going to open a chain of restaurants. When I figured out that's not going to make a lot of money and that's not what I want to do, I started getting into construction. When I saw the opportunity there, I said, man, I'm going to grow and scale this thing. So I started out doing remodeling handyman work. And I said, okay, I'm going to become the biggest player in the market doing this. And it's just because I'm a big thinker, and it was just for the sake of being big. It wasn't for any other reason than creating opportunity, keeping people busy, supporting the community, and just being as big as I could possibly be. And then once I hit that and I achieved that, then I'm like, well, now I'm going to go to the next level, which would become a developer home builder. And I want to be the largest company in the area I could be doing that. So, I went on that path and then I achieved that. And I became one of the largest ones in the area doing what I was doing. Then I took all these other companies along the way and did the same thing with them. So it was just kind of a unlimited thinking. Now, I was limited to the geography I was in with the things I was doing. The market was only so big, so you could only get so big in those areas. But I always knew that I wasn't limited to that I could have done other things that I wanted to do as I went along. But those are the areas I was focused in. So obviously I didn't create an Amazon or Apple or something like that. I mean, I wasn't innovative in that way, but with the types of companies I was doing, I made them as big as they could possibly get in the area that I was in through marketing, through leading, delegating, motivating, managing, growing companies, taking risk and doing things. And again, it was that Robert Kiyosaki moment when I read that book and said, I want to be rich, Dad, and have all these different companies and, do all these different things and then reinvest and grow from there. So that's kind of how it worked.
That's amazing. Dad, Rich Dad. I mean, that's gonna sit with me for the next 30 years. You read Rich Dad and want to be Rich Dad. I read Rich Dad and want to be Robert. I'm stupid. That was pretty awesome. So I'm curious, right? Thinking big is just part of your DNA. It's just part of who you are. You have that naturally. So I'm curious, as you sit here today and it's March of 2021, what's the future hold, right? What does that look like for you? I mean, are you sitting on the plateau?
I've got a big vision of what I'm doing with my School of Entrepreneurship, and it's a global, worldwide vision. So there's two things you can do. You can give people fish, or you can teach people to fish, And so what I want to do, and there's some things that I am doing that I'm not going to quite reveal yet, but that I'm working on, but it's really creating a School of Entrepreneurship for that first episode that we did so that everybody can become wealthy and carve their own path and do what it is they want to do. I think the future of this world, of this country, of freedom for everybody is entrepreneurship. That's what freed me up. That's what's given me the life that I've wanted, to live on my own terms. I've been self-employed as an entrepreneur since 1997. I had some little side businesses before that, but I've been full-time since then. And I've created my own opportunities, my own destiny. I've been able to call my own shots and do what I want to do. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't have to get up and go to work every day. Like a lot of people think, I want to be an entrepreneur so I can sleep in every day and not have to do anything. Everybody answers to somebody. Even if you're a YouTube creator, you have an audience. You have to create. Even if you're an actor or actress or a musician or whatever. Now, you might have these moments where you make millions and millions of dollars and you never have to do anything again, which a lot of people achieve. But during the process of achievement, you have somebody you're answering to, a customer, an audience, somebody that you have to be accountable to. So anyways, long story short, what I'm after the rest of my life, in my mid 50s now, moving on, is impact, giving back, taking everything I've learned and shortcutting the path for everybody else so that people that want those things, can take advantage of it and have the path. Because like we talked about before, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of, gurus out there selling this next silver bullet just to make a fast buck. I've been there, done that. I've bought those, I've been duped, So a lot of people ask me, why do you coach and mentor? Why do you do that when you can do anything you want? I said, that's the answer. You just answered my question. I can do anything I want. I choose to do this because number one, I can. I have the knowledge, the experience. I've been there. I've done that. So I have the ability to be able to do that. And I've got the experience of all of the lessons I've learned over the years and all the different things I've done. So it's a very unique perspective and ability. And I can still do deals and all the other stuff while I'm doing it. But to me, creating this School of Entrepreneurship, creating this entity that will help impact people so that they can impact people and impact the world around them. It's just this butterfly effect of everything. And it's really what motivates me and what drives me. And I've got a big vision for the School of Entrepreneurship to be a global organization, to be able to impact the world and teach people how to better themselves and create opportunities for themselves, their families, their communities, and the whole world at large.
Oh man, this is going to be so much fun to watch. How can people follow you, be a part of this, and just see you as you push this idea out?
Yeah, so it's all over YouTube. GregDickerson.com is my website, my YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel is going to get more and more interesting as I get to the point where I embark on this journey and travel the world, helping people become entrepreneurs. And that's what I'm ultimately going to do with my YouTube channel and all that. I'll be traveling around the world, helping people create businesses. I'm not going to, like some YouTubers are out there buying stuff and giving it away. Teach a man to fish, right? Don't give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. So I'm going to go teach people how to fish. I'm going to go teach people how to create opportunities for themselves, their villages, their countries, their families, their regions, and be able to impact and then teach them how to do what I'm doing so they can impact others. So that's kind of the journey that I'm on. And that's what I'm going to be documenting on my YouTube channel as I go along and as these things, progress. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, folks, do yourself a favor and right now pause this and go subscribe to Greg Dickerson's YouTube channel. Bookmark his website, gregdickerson.com, because you are going to want to be a part of this. You're going to want to be in early. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, and lastly, Don't forget, Mr. Greg Dickerson has a playlist on this channel, which I bet you has 100 hours of material you can go back and watch, because he's been with us for over a year now. So Greg, thank you very much, man.
Yeah, it's awesome being here. I love doing this. And, I get speaking invitations all the time, and I'm like, I don't do that. I just, this is the only thing I do regularly, and sharing, the content and the wisdom. So it's a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. Thank you.